You're watching a clip from the Club podcast.
Make sure you follow it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give it a 5-star review.
So here you go. Here's a lovely clip from our podcast. Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the club. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are brought to you yet again by the wonderful people at NordVPN, and we have some exclusive offers for you guys. You definitely need a VPN. You use online services, you use your phone, you use your laptop. You need a VPN service. Head to nordvpn.com/the club, and you will get some exclusive offers. You get 40% off. You get 30 days money back guarantee as well. It's absolutely incredible. Some great offers over there. And I use particularly, when you're online, you're on Twitter, you're on all these different social medias, and you want to watch a goal, and it says, no, you can't watch this goal. Or you want to watch a slam dunk from LeBron James in America and the NBA. You can't watch it because you're out of the region. Well, you change your region with the VPN, and you can enjoy all of those clips. It's absolutely fantastic, and that's just one of the benefits. Each NordVPN membership comes with access to 6 devices as well, so you can share it with your friends and family. Get stuck in nordvpn.com/the club and enjoy this clip.
I want to get your thoughts while the end of the season is approaching. Pochettino has been linked to Chelsea. Where did Chelsea go from here, mate? It's tough, isn't it?
Mate, I really don't know. Now Pochettino, it's looking like it's done, doesn't it? It's looking like Pochettino is happening. Pochettino will be the next Chelsea manager. Obviously now I have to pledge full support to Pochettino. I have to hope that it works, and I have to hope that my reservations are unfounded. I now have to love him. I have to believe in him. I have to start calling him Poch. Actually, that will never happen because I'm not an idiot. But I think that Pochettino as Chelsea manager, it doesn't sit comfortably. It feels slightly weird for our identity. But I'm just going to have to get on board with it and desperately hope that he gets it right. I've seen a lot of Tottenham fans. The one bit of comfort that I'm finding is I've seen a lot of Tottenham fans, calling him Maurizio Iscariot and, Judas and whatever, things like that, which
that's great.
I'm quite enjoying.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm quite enjoying.
You might
that.
Wind him up a little bit. He might be a little bit heartbroken by the reception.
I think part of his reasoning and logic for choosing Chelsea is a bit of a V sign to Daniel Levy.
Yeah.
I think that's I think that's part of why he's done it. But I do think it's quite weird and actually gives us a slight insight into the character of Pochettino. The man that he likes to present himself as, the man that we're led to believe that he is incredibly loyal, loves Tottenham. The fans never turned. Whatever that Daniel Levy did, this is why I think the Tottenham fans have a right to be angry. Levy may have wound him up the wrong way. Levy may have treated him badly, and Levy may deserve to have the V signs thrown at them. But I'm no lover of Tottenham, and I'm no lover of Tottenham fans, but the Tottenham fans treated Pochettino with nothing but love and respect.
Yeah, 100%.
And to throw that back in their face feels unjust to me, particularly as he's a man who always spoke about his love of the Tottenham fans, and he's also a man who speaks about loyalty in football. He openly says that he would never manage Barcelona because of his love for Espanyol.
Yeah.
So that's obviously the Chelsea thing as well. Like if you're a Tottenham icon, Chelsea and Arsenal are off limits. Mm-hmm. If you're a Chelsea icon, Tottenham and Arsenal to a degree, but Tottenham certainly off limits. If you're a West Ham icon, you don't go to Tottenham, which is why West Ham fans are hateful towards Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah, of course. I think it might be hard in today's modern day for a manager like Pochettino. I think you just run out of clubs that you can genuinely manage. I think he wants to get back in the game. Look at Mourinho and Conte. I know what you're saying is bang on, but I think sometimes there's a lack of clubs, there's a lack of options for these managers. He wants to go in at the top level where he deserves to be. He's come out of PSG, didn't quite work out. I don't think he deserves to wait around a couple of years just for Tottenham's fans.
Booth, I agree, he doesn't deserve it, but isn't that what principle is? Isn't principle what you do when it doesn't suit you? Isn't that the point?
But I think you've got to take into the fact, the kind of the nature of the market that we're in today in football. There's only a few football clubs that can provide Pochettino the resources, the support that he needs to play the beautiful football that he can.
I completely agree.
Develop. So that's the only small thing.
You're right.
I've never debated the rivalry.
What you're doing correctly is you're applying logic. You're saying there are only a certain amount of clubs that can provide him with the template and the platform that he needs to be the best that he can be. And you're absolutely correct. But you're being rational. Football logic. Of course it is rational, yeah. It's like him saying, I'll never manage Barcelona because I love Espanyol. It's completely and utterly irrational.
Yeah.
But that's principle.
Yeah, it is.
That me not renting a flat out when I had a flat to rent out in West Hampstead, when a geezer came walking around, he said, it's going to be great for me to live here because I can get to Tottenham easy. Oh, and I ain't renting a flat to you, mate. That's completely irrational. That's football.
I've never heard that.
I used to rent a flat out. When I lived at my mum's, I had a flat in West Hampstead. And you can get a link quite easy over to Tottenham. And a fella came round and viewed it, and he said it was, going really well. And I liked him. Nice fella. And he went, yeah, it's going to be great because I've got a season ticket at Tottenham and I can, get there now because I don't live in London at the moment. And I was like, oh my God. I phoned him up that night. I was like, oh, sorry, mate, someone else has got it.
Oh my God, that's
completely
fair enough.
Completely illogical.
Yeah.
Completely idiotic. But
I get
that
what you're
is
saying.
football.
I get what you're saying.
But also, what we are going to find out now is Pochettino is heralded by some, I think maybe you, as being like a top manager. I'm slightly more sceptical, but he's heralded by some as being a top manager. Well, do you know what we're going to find out now? If he is, because he's got his work cut out.
I think he is a top manager. I think you're going to get a manager that works hard. He works his squad to the bone. And I think if he gets given the additions that he needs in the summer, he will get there. I think he's a kind of guy that can win a Premier League. He's a Champions League manager in waiting, in my opinion.
In my opinion. That's where I hope you're correct,
don't forget,
mate,
he's got Spurs beyond the realms of possibility of getting them to the Champions League final.
That's a different
PSG
thing.
were interested as well. Honestly,
but Buvey.
Look at Eddie Howe. Look at Eddie Howe.
Successful. That is successful for Tottenham. When Tottenham, just so you know, I know you know this already, but Chelsea got to a Champions League final in 2008. Don't ever talk about it. Because we don't celebrate getting to finals.
I don't think Pochettino celebrated getting to the final.
It's always spoken about. The
context of Tottenham is different to Pochettino. All I'm trying to say is the squad, take the Spurs identity away from it. He managed that group of players, especially without Harry Kane in the semi-final against Ajax away, to get to the Champions League final. They were
enough lucky as well, Booth. They were enough lucky in that run.
I think the way he got them competing, beating Guardiola, beating Klopp, competing against City and Liverpool in those seasons.
Look at the way that he beat you. That was a Sterling one. That was a Sterling thing. That was the Sterling disallowed goal.
Yeah, it was fairly disallowed. The big thing for me, I think, at Chelsea, I want to get your take on the signings that he could make, because at Tottenham he wasn't backed enough, and at PSG it's a crazy club to manage PSG. But he's shown glimpses of pure management quality for me.
But this is also a worry because he didn't win the league at Paris Saint-Germain that year. You know the year that Yilmaz had that season for Lille.
I think he won it technically halfway through. Didn't he?
He won one. He won one. He did win the league there. Yeah. But he also, bearing in mind, I see the French league, and I think you do, as
of course,
PSG's league.
Of course.
So he didn't win it.
He's a young manager, Royce.
Lille won the league.
He's young.
Yeah.
He's a young manager.
That's not really tackling anything I'm saying, though. I agree that he's young.
No, because what I'm trying to say is that he's a young manager. He's not at the end of his journey. I don't think he's barely started his journey. He's still a very young manager, and what he has achieved in 5 seasons in the Premier League, I think you could rank these 5 seasons, A's and A minuses. I think they've been fantastic seasons for Tottenham. The PSG one is a bit of an anomaly. We don't quite know with PSG. It's a weird one. I get your point fantastically well. Chelsea, this is the first opportunity. It's a massive football club. It's a step up. He's got not only the money, but I think he's got the spine. I think he's got an unbelievable spine ready to go at Chelsea.
But what you consider success, and what is success at Tottenham? Getting to a final, getting to a semi-final, finishing in the top 4. They're all achievements. At Tottenham, at Chelsea, they're not achievements. You get sacked for that.
Maybe not now.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe not now. Maybe you have to downplay your expectations.
But I don't want a new definition of my club. I like the definition.
No, I'm not saying you should, by the way.
Yeah, I like the definition that exists, and I'm not prepared. At Tottenham, getting to a semi-final of an FA Cup, they see that as all right, man. They see that as all right.
Yeah.
At Chelsea, you get sacked for that.
Yeah.
What's good at Tottenham gets you sacked at Chelsea.
I have to be devil's advocate, because I think you have to. I think if you're going to have Pochettino at your club, and we're going to talk about Pochettino at Chelsea potentially for years on end, hopefully on the club, we have to detach Spurs away from it, in my opinion. Because I think we have to look at what he did with the 11 men that were playing. Look at Dele Alli, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Kane. Some unbelievable performances out of these players.
Some unbelievable players as well.
He improved. Someone, Danny Rose was playing out of his skin. Kyle Walker. These are fantastic players. So I'm interested in your take in terms of some of the transfer targets you've been linked with under Pochettino. Mate, do they work? Are you excited?
Not really. Do you know what? I did a video yesterday about off the back of the Chelsea Forest game, and I kind of tackled it there where I said there seems to be a focus, and I imagine that what you're expecting me to say now is Chelsea need a striker. I imagine everyone watching this is expecting me to go, Chelsea need a striker. And it's true, of course we do. But Buvey, if we don't sort out the mess between the sticks, our goalkeeping situation is
Mendy was
just
poor on the weekend.
See the first
Shocking,
goal?
yeah.
See the first header?
Terrible.
Like, what are you doing?
And he should be doing better because he's the tall one.
He's the
That's
biggest.
Kepa's mistake if he's going to make one.
Yeah. Like, if we don't sort out our goalkeeping issue, like if that isn't like almost the priority, I just think that the ceiling of next season is like if it goes really well, but Edouard Mendy's our number one, we'll finish 6th. If it goes really well, everyone has a brilliant
I
season.
think you're right, yeah.
If Kepa Arrizabalaga is our goalkeeper, we finish 6th. That's a best case scenario.
Yeah.
Because both of those goalkeepers are deficit goalkeepers. You know the Fergie thing, 10 points up. And then maybe De Gea is 4 points up. And, the best goalkeepers might even be 12 points up. I think that Kepa Arrizabalaga over the course of a season is 4 points down. And I think Edouard Mendy is probably 6 points down. So you're in deficit because of your goalkeeper.
100%.
So if we don't sort out our goalkeeper, I think we're in massive trouble. And do you know what's giving me the jitters? Thiago Silva, I think because of Chelsea's ineptitude this season, Chelsea aren't going to be in the European Cup next year, which probably means that you will never see Thiago Silva play a European Cup game again. Thiago Silva, one of the best defenders of his generation, one of the best European Cup defenders of his generation, arguably ever, has finished. And it's sad because he definitely has another year left in him. He definitely has another year to compete in the Champions League.
Of course.
And if Chelsea weren't so mismanaged this season by Potter or so mismanaged at boardroom level, I think that say Chelsea had finished 4th, I think Thiago Silva stays and plays in the Champions League again,
Yeah, of course
which would have been great.
Yeah.
Now, because we're not in the Champions League, I think Thiago Silva is thinking, okay, maybe I want to have probably my final year at the top back in Brazil. I think Bella, who's very vocal on social media, Bella is missus, I think is potentially going to angle to go back, although she has also tweeted that he's staying. So you're getting kind of...
I think he's the kind of guy, he's not 42 years old like some of these old guys.
No, but he's nearly 40, mate.
I know, but he's still good enough.
No, he is. But if he wants to have one final season at the top in Brazil, like he doesn't want to let anyone down over there. He wants to go back to Brazil to have one season where he's still the boy, the absolute boy.
Yeah.
I think that's this year.
Maybe. I still think he could do that and then another year.
Maybe. But look, say he stays,
yeah,
then everything's a lot sweeter. If he leaves, we then need to sign the main man. And signing a main man, it's not easy.
Look at Koulibaly, I think.
Mate.
And that's what I was going to talk to you about finally is...
Thogden.
Oh, right. Thogden sort of was backing him massively. Yeah.
Look,
you predicted it.
Koulibaly 10 years ago when Chelsea were trying to sign him, I knew how good he was.
Yeah,
right? I was very aware of it. I hadn't thought about Koulibaly for ages. So last year, Mr. European travel, Mr. European football, big bad Thogden, phoned him up. Mate, Thoggo, what do you reckon? Koulibaly.
Yeah.
He went, Rory, Koulibaly will be the best defender in the Premier League next season. That's what he said to me.
I thought the same. Similar. He was fantastic.
He's probably the worst.
Yeah, he's up there. Yeah.
Probably the worst.
Do you think Pochettino goes in, all right, because he had limited means at Spurs? Let's just talk about the players that you have signed. We spent a lot of money. Mudryk, Koulibaly, Badiashile, Cucurella, Sterling.
Aubameyang. Does Lukaku come back?
Do they all improve because of Pochettino's quality as a coach?
They all improve better than what Potter and Lampard
That makes you a force then. That makes you a force.
But wait.
You're a sleeping giant with those players.
Mate, to the level we haven't discussed. They improve, but they might improve.
So Sterling, Koulibaly can play to the level that we know they can. Keeper comes in.
Koulibaly, I disagree. I think Koulibaly isn't fit for Premier League football.
He's a busted flush.
Koulibaly is a busted flush, absolutely.
Cucurella is someone that has been quality in the Premier League. He has been for Brighton.
But doesn't Pochettino like 4 at the back?
Oh, I think he's a 4-3-3 kind of guy.
So if he's a 4 at the back, Cucurella in a 4?
It's hard. I still, if Eddie Howe can go away and come back a different manager, I think Pochettino can do the same.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd back him.
Okay, but let's realistically. So when we started this, I said, yeah, they're definitely going to improve. And you were like, well, you're going to be good. I was like, yeah, but that's if they improve 100% each. Like, when I say they're going to improve, I just mean that Mauricio Pochettino, annoyingly, is a far better manager than Frank Lampard, and therefore they'll improve a bit.